All right, get ready for some inspiration this morning. Our next guest says, forget what society has always said about confidence. You can discover your own version of what that looks like.
In her new book, Gravitas, fashion entrepreneur and now best-selling author Lisa Sun helps us redefine confidence and live life with total self-assurance. Good to have you.
Thank you for having me. This is such a joy to be with you this morning.
And such a great topic, I think, talking about we're coming out of COVID, we're kind of redefining ourselves. And what do you mean when you say self-confidence is a choice?
Well, when I was 22, I was told I didn't have any confidence. How many of us have been told that, by the way?
Right.
And
especially if you're quiet or shy or
And that's what society has labeled confidence as. It's a behavior. It's stand on a stage, speak up. If you look it up in the dictionary, it's an understanding and appreciation of your own abilities. And why is it a choice? A 5-year-old can tell you what they're the best at in the world. But we actually identified in adolescence there's 6 forces that hold us back from confidence. And once you discover that, you can break out of it. You have to make a choice. Confidence is not a behavior. It's a mindset. It's an inner belief that powers an outward expression. And that's what we're trying to change for our society.
I love that. It's so important. Why do you think society in general, for women, we have such a hard time knowing our value?
Well, it's ingrained in us. And frankly, most prototypes of leadership, there's so many books written about confidence, written by men. And what my mom says, when tsunamis happen, men make speeches, women clean up the beaches. When do I get credit for cleaning up the beach? And so what we're doing now is we've got to reclaim confidence in a way that helps us turn moments of self-doubt into bursts of self-belief.
Let's talk about maybe some superpowers that we probably already have, right, to help increase. What is that? What do we find? What can we find inside ourselves?
So we actually did a quantitative survey of women in America and 32 focus groups. 2 of those focus groups were with women in DC.
Oh, wow.
And so we really tried to understand what it means to be confident. We identified 8 superpowers that underpin self-belief. Most of us have 2 or 3. You take a quiz at myconfidencelanguage.com. My mom has all 8. She's like, every one of these, I'm all of these. But once you discover,
no wonder she raised such a confident daughter.
I don't have all 8.
Right.
Let me be clear, I have 4 of them. But the whole idea is it becomes the way in which you see yourself. So I'll give you an example. 74% of women we surveyed score highest on 4 superpowers. Achieving and knowing. We get things done and we're the smartest person in the room. Giving and believing. We're optimistic, we support others. The example of that, hidden figures. Those women face so much systemic bias, but why were they confident? Because they had knowing and achieving. They were the smartest people in the room. Why do you love Ted Lasso? He's not a commander. No. He's not command and control. He's a believer. And so there are so many other ways we can talk about self-belief that aren't about leading and performing, standing on a stage, being in charge. 80% of people have superpowers not traditionally described as confidence.
Wow. And so how can we hone in on these?
Well, first you've got to know them. And so we encourage people to take the quiz, myconfidencelanguage.com. But once you know it, just embrace how powerful you are. Connect it to a memory. It's like that movie Inside Out, right? When you think about your core memories and you go, you know what, that's why I was able to do that big thing in my life, because I'm high on achieving, I'm high on giving. And then start to connect with other people's confidence languages. Confidence is through the eye of the beholder's confidence language. Don't ever say be more confident. You can say be more performing, be more leading, be more achieving. But when we say confidence, it's so ambiguous and it raises people's anxiety levels. It doesn't make you courageous.
Right.
It just makes you nervous.
Right.
You said a lot of people that have taken that quiz are surprised. I mean, they're like, okay, well, that makes sense. That's why I got that done. But also surprised that like,
they had so many.
Right.
And I love that, by the way, because we underestimate ourselves. We default to underestimating ourselves. When someone pays you a compliment, you go, oh no, that's not true.
Yeah.
Oh,
please don't. You know, you gotta,
When someone pays me a compliment, I say, thank you.
Yeah.
That was very nice of you to take the time to tell me that. I do believe that about myself.
Yeah.
So when you take the quiz, it is patting yourself on the back and you have to believe it.
You're amazing. Lisa, thank you for being here.
Yes.
This was really wonderful.
Well, we're going to change the conversation on confidence together.
I love that. All right, you can find Gravitas out now wherever you can buy books.